Well, good morning, and we are here at the Nurburgring for the first race of the GrTwodays Championship with the Ultimate Racing League (URL). Um, the GrTwodays says everything it needs to say. So it's the GR2 cars that will be being used during these championships. The race does take place on a Tuesday. So the phrase was coined by one of the other guys out in the URL, and we have duly borrowed it. Works well. So yeah, welcome to the GrTwodays Championship. The first race this season is going to be at the Nurburgring, the Green Hell, a track many have very differing opinions on. You have people who believe it's a man's track, and only good racers can master it. And then you have others that truly hate it. Whether they're good racers or not is up for debate. I'm in the latter. I'm not a fan of the Nurburgring. It's I love everything about it. I love the track. The I love watching people race around there. The history of it. But actually racing around there is a challenge I actually will see me struggle to adapt to in this race. I'm Enzo Jack, you're our Enzo Jack. I'm one of the guys in the Ultimate Racing League, taking part in this championship as well. This is the top lobby. We have two lobbies for this championship season. It's been quite popular. And yeah, so this season we'll be using the 2016 Honda NSX concept. Basically, the top car, as reviewed by many, probably the fastest of the GR2 cars. It does seem to be anyway. And the guys have all been doing their liveries. I think HKRT Kevin has done quite a few of the liveries that people have used. So kudos to Kevin for those. He's done a smashing job. And I'll just walk down through the grid quickly before we get this race underway, just to introduce you to everyone and their liveries, and obviously go through the qualifying grid. They have undergone a qualifying session, crazy as it sounds around this track, but they did only get one flying lap, so qualifying might not be representative of where people will finish the race. So let's just back to and on pole, we have Kevin, HKRT Kevin. So HKRT stands for the Hellenic Knights Racing Team, I believe. These guys are from Greece. They've joined up with the Ultimate Racing League. They are big fans of the GR2 cars, which has obviously helped massively with getting them on board. It's really quick guys there. You'll see their tags on their names as they go round. And Kevin has been the one that has created a lot of the liveries that you'll see the guys running and then just adapted them. As you can see, Kevin is running the Aston Martin Formula One team Cognizant livery. Looking really, really good. Really like that livery. And he's put it on pole. Second place, we have Fitzy. Fitzy, one of the long-standing members of the Ultimate Racing League, has been around for a long time. As you can see on his wing, he's from the land of Wales, and he's sporting his own livery there, Strada. I've not seen that before, but really cool, exploding through a wall style livery. So really, really, really like that. And he's put it on second place on the grid. One of the top URL mainstay guys. There we go. Then we got HKRT Dragon. So another guy from the HKRT. He's sporting the Repsol livery. He's put it in third. URL Matty Alder, another guy in the top tier of the Ultimate Racing League Sunday League. Really quick guy. He's joined up for this race. Hopefully see him going forward. He's sporting a livery, and it says Honda on there. It does look reminiscent of the old British touring car livery that used to be on the old Nissan Primera. I'm sure he'll correct me if I'm wrong, but it does look to be that one. But yeah, there he is in fourth. Another HKRT guy. This is Manos. Raced a few years back, I believe, with well, last year possibly, with the Ultimate Racing League on a Tuesday in the GR2s. It might be a different Manos, but I think it's the same Manos. And he's got the Valentino Rossi livery there, the Yamaha Fiat livery from the MotoGP season. And he's put in 5th. And we've got P. White. P. White is sporting, it looks like his own custom livery. Never give up on the bumper there. So he'll be battling out hard for some decent points in this race. Good to see P. White along. Another mainstay of the URL. And then we've got Rufus with the Gran Turismo livery there. And as you can see on the bonnet, Prop Up & Co., which is the Ultimate Racing League's sponsor. Again, shining brightly on that bonnet. And looking really, really good there, Rufus. Putting it in 7th. Really good performance from him in qualifying. Really strong lap. And then we have TLR Smith, and another top-tier guy in the Sunday Leagues for the URL. As you can see, he's made a massive effort with his livery. He's decorated every panel with what I'm going to assume is carbon fiber, so that would have taken a lot of time in the body shop to have done that. So fair play to him. He's really, really worked hard on his livery there, and he's got his race number 469 on there. Looking smart. He spent some serious time on that livery. Well done, mate. And Captain Slow comes up in 9th with the Stanley Racing livery. I think he might be looking to cut through the field. Sorry, I just had to throw that pun in there. Cut through the field from 9th place. Good, still a good performance. Any performance around the Nurburgring is a good performance. So, and then obviously starting in 9th. URL and Jack, that's myself. I've got the livery from the SF25 at Monza, the tribute to Niki Lauda. As you could probably tell by my name, I'm a bit of a Ferrari nut, so it's a Honda Ferrari for me today. And there we go. I've put it in 10th. Not very happy with that, but it is what it is. And then we got 11th. We've got the other HKRT guy that we've got today, Stirpan. That's the Alpine livery, or I think that might be the Racing Point version of the livery, actually. But the F1 livery from that team, anyway, is the Alpine livery. I can see the Alpine logo on the rear quarter there. So yeah, the Alpine livery for the from the Formula One season, just there, looking smart. I think this one was also created by Kevin. He's put it in 11th. Then we got Rossi, URL Rossi, another mainstay of the URL. Guys, he's got the Kraken livery, looking good there. Put it on 12th. And then we got Sai, also with that Nissan, I'm sure it's a Nissan Primera livery from the British Touring Car Championship back in the day. So we've got Sai there in 13th place. And at the back, he didn't take part in qualifying. I think he had a few technical issues. But he's here. It's the Wizard of Oz. URL Osman. He's starting at the back. Hopefully he's got a plan. He's got the old Jaguar Formula One team livery from back, I believe, when Johnny Herbert raced with the team. So yeah, I know he's a bit of a Jag man, so obviously he's gone with that one. I think that one was created by Kevin as well. Apologies if I'm giving him credit for something he didn't do. But there we go. That's your guys for the race today. So we'll just get the camera set up, ready to start this race, and we'll get everything underway. This race is taking place at sunrise at the Nurburgring. So we've got some really nice shots as we go round the racetrack. That sun coming over the hill. As we go into turn one, obviously the Nurburgring, this is the 24-hour version. It does take place at the first part does take place at the Nurburgring GP circuit, which obviously gives guys a bit of a ease into it around what they'll be more used to in the form of a proper racetrack, as opposed to the wild curves of the Ultimate Racing League. It looks like Smith has had a bit of a moment and dropped off the back a little bit. I'm sure he'll be head down, getting back onto it to get back up into the places. We'll see the race is over a 50-minute race, which has been converted into laps. So we've got a 7-lap race. should cover that 50-minute time period. As we watch Kevin coming through the Nurburgring circuit with Fitzy hot on his tail, really sticking to his bumper. I wonder if he's maybe looking to make a move. These two are already opening up quite a gap from third place. They're looking, if you've got a chance to see qualifying, they were a class above. Oh, hang on, Dragon's gone a little bit wide. He's picked up a bit of some dirty tyres there. Just see something. It looks like he's holding on as the guys now come into the first part of the Nurburgring circuit itself, and we got Fitzy. As I was saying, yeah, the qualifying session, these two times put in 2 times they were a cut above the rest. They seem really comfortable around here, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens to these. I think I'm going to stick with these because Fitzy is right on his bumper, and as you look back you can sort of see the guys behind are close but not battling quite like this, so we'll be interested to see if and where Fitzy might put a move on as we go around the first lap, but he is not giving Kevin an inch at this point. I think he wants to break free. Oh, he's all over the back of him as we come over the brow. Hard on the brakes into the right-hander, and he's going to be looking for a really strong exit to put the pressure on as we start going down a straight that isn't straight. Once this settles down a little bit, which looks like it might be, I'll go down through the field. We'll have a look at what the tyres people have started on, knowing that you've got to use all 3 compounds throughout this race. So there will be at least 2 pit stops from people, maybe more from some. Does look like we've lost somebody off the back of the mini map while we've been watching these two battle. We'll hit that up. I think I don't think Fitzy is going to be leaving him alone anytime soon, so we'll have a quick flit down the field. So we got Kevin, he's up front, he is on the hards now. That does explain a little bit as to why Fitzy is all over the back of him. So Fitzy on the much faster tyre, and why Fitzy is not letting him. Oh, as Kevin makes a mistake, Kevin's got onto the dirt and Fitzy is through, so Fitzy is now going to be free to make use of those soft tyres and really put in the miles, the times now to try and eke out a gap and make the most of those and get that advantage. So we'll just go back down through the field now as Fitzy is now clearly creating a gap with those better tyres. Kevin is on the hards, currently running a little bit of damage as a result of that little collision with the wall, but he's held on to second place as Dragon also on the softs comes up behind him in third. So Kevin is going to be coming under an awful lot of pressure now from Dragon as they come through the first sector, the first half of the lap. Matty Alder there in fourth. He's on the softs as well, so he's going to be wanting to stick with these guys. He's going to be watching them closely as they make their way down through. They have got a bit of a gap, bit back up as it looks like Dragon is making a move. Dragon has made a move and Dragon is through. Can he make it stick? That is a fast place to put a move on, but it's one of the safer places around there if you are going to try and pass somebody. It looks like he's made that stick quite comfortably. Kevin's struggling on the hard tyres there. Matty Alder in fourth, as we said, also on the softs, and then we got Manos coming up in fifth. It looks like we've just lost Matty Alder. So, it looks like maybe a move or a mistake. I've just blipped that back a little bit to see what happened to Matty there as he came round, because he lost, there was a bit of a gap there, so I think he must have gone wide. Let's have a look, see what happened. He's gone wide, he's hit the wall. Unfortunate for Matty Alder, but a lot of this race still to go and a lot of mistakes I'm sure soon to happen. So Manos there on hards, obviously Matty Alder should be able to put him under a bit of pressure there to try and get that back in. He's on the soft tyres. Stirpan in sixth on the hard tyres. He's made some good progress from his qualifying position, trying to latch onto the back of those. Then it looks like we've got quite a big gap back to Paul White, P. White, who's on the medium tyres. Only one we've seen so far, starting on the medium, so we'll see how he goes. Captain Slow back in eighth there on hard tyres, and then we've got Smith on the mediums. He's made some real progress considering he'd dropped well off the back early on there, so There he is on the mediums. Rossi on the hard tyres in 10th. Currently trying to hold off Sai. Oh, if Rossi goes wide, he's on the grass. This is such a brutal track. Really doesn't give you any margin for error, and when it does, when you do make an error, it bites your hand clean off. Besides, obviously hit the wall as well there with a bit of damage. He's on the hard tyres. Rossi on the hard tyres, bit of damage, that'll repair itself. Damage setting is on light, so it does repair itself after a certain period of time. And then we've got Osman putting Rossi under a load of pressure, also on the hard tyres, in 12th. And then we've got Enzo Jack there in 13th, also on the hard tyres, just trying to, as the NSX tries to take off there. Nice little shot of the NSX taking flight. As he's trying to catch back up, it looks like he might have made a bit of a mistake as well. And we got Rufus well off the back at the minute on the medium tyres, but I'm sure with mistakes and various different things from other guys, he's going to keep his head down and hope something is going to come his way and he'll be back into it. So we just get back up to the front, as I believe it there. Look at that, what a shot that is, as they're all coming down the main straight, maxing these cars out as they're screaming at over 180 miles an hour. They do feel like they need an extra gear going along there, they really do. And Fitzy comes up through the final sector onto the Nurburgring GP circuit to take the line for the end of the first lap with a really strong outlap for lap 1 of a 7 minutes 20. Not far off the qualifying pace, considering it was the outlap as well, and obviously full tank of petrol. And there he goes. So then we got Dragan, who's obviously kept trying to put some time into Fitzy there. He's trying to bridge that gap, also on the soft tyres. Soft tyres looking evenly worn between the two. Doesn't look like they're likely to last much of a full 3 laps with any real car control, but we'll see what the guys decide to do, whether they come in at the end of lap 2 or whether they do try and squeeze an extra lap out of them. And then we got Kevin in 3rd on the hard tyres. He's just ticking along there. He knows he's on the hard tyres, he knows he's going to lose a bit of time, but that should all come back to him when he starts going on to the quicker tyres. So getting him out of the way nice and early. And we got Manos in 4th. Currently looking like he's going to have Matt Elder for a bit of company there for this lap. So one of the closer battles, we'll keep an eye on that one. We've got Sturpan in 6th. A little bit of a gap there. A little bit of a gap from the guys in front. He's a bit on a lonely race, as is P. White in 7th. Taylor Smith in 8th there. He's making even more progress considering where he was. So doing really, really well. It must be that livery he spends so much time on, really giving it that aerodynamic feel with the minimal amount of paint that's on the surface there. So top work there. Well done, Smith. Captain Slow there in 9th, also looking a little bit on the already. Oh, and he goes wide there. Oh, that's unfortunate. He got reset as well for his troubles. I didn't even know that was a thing around that corner, but he's about to have a load of guys come up behind him for company. So we got Sai coming up behind him now, Rossi coming up behind him in 11th, Enzo Jack in 12th, making some good progress, Rufus in 13th, and it looks like Osman is oh no, he hasn't dropped off the back, he's changed his tyres. He's already been into the pits, he's got rid of those hard tyres, he's now on the mediums, but he's going to be looking to try and extend on those medium tyres now. You're going to have to either do 3 and 3 on the mediums and softs. He picks up a little penalty there. Not too big of a problem, a penalty around there. You can easily drop and gain half a second as you go round, so it's not the end of the world there. But he's going to be looking to pick up the pace now, and but he's got to manage that with fuel and tyre wear to try and, if he's going to only pit twice, get 3 and 3 out of the next 2 compounds of tyres, which is going to be a push on the softs. He looks like he's really struggling there with getting those tyres warm. So we'll leave him to get settled down. We'll get back up to the top and see what else is going on. As Fitzy comes round, just heading into the towards the second part of the lap now. I am not even going to try and start quoting corner names right now. I just about managed to know roughly where I'm going right now, so corner names are not my strong suit. So we just enjoy watching Fitzy go around a few corners as he comes down hard on the brakes around the hairpin there, and off into the sunset. Dragon there in second. Yeah, not really much going on with these. This is the sort of track that does end up with people spreading out for quite a bit. It should come together a little bit as we get towards the end, as people finish up with their pit stops and the different laps they go in, different compounds and things. So hopefully at Constantina a little bit towards the end. Those tyres looking really worn now on Dragon's car there, as they are on Fitzy's, very evenly worn, both doing the same job. Fitzy using marginally more fuel, but as you can see, he's got a decent gap there, keep himself comfortable. So we watch Kevin come down through. He's got Manos, as you can see, still a decent gap from Manos, but Kevin has dropped back, but he is on those hard tyres, don't forget. Then we got Matt Elder, the next to the soft runners. Those tyres looking really worn as well, but he has done a good job on fuel. Fuel is set to refill at 3 litres per second, which is a slow rate, so it does benefit these drivers to save fuel where they can, because it will save them seconds in the pits if they can make it work without losing too much time on track as we go around the first carousel. Always a talking point. It's the only corner name I know. the old carousel. There's 2 of those on this track. That's the more angled of the carousels, and this left-hander here always catches me out. It catches a lot of people out, but Matt Elder's made it around nicely around there. Sturpan as we go back to Sturpan in 6th, and then Smith in 7th. Smith is really pushing now. He's up to 7th. He's got Sturpan in his sights, so it's going to be interesting to see. He's motoring along. It's really difficult to gauge because you don't get the lap times come up as frequently, and obviously unless you're watching the same driver all the way through, you can't see their sector times and various different things to see where they're pulling times. So just got to look at where they are. But Smith is absolutely wringing the neck of that NSX as he tries to catch Sturpan, and he's dragged himself right onto the bumper, almost of this of the Alpine liveried NSX there of Sturpan. We'll just stick with these 2 for a minute because it does look like a decent battle as we see if Smith can push him into making a mistake, keep that pressure on. These cars look and sound great going around here. Well, going around any track, to be honest. It's a great looking car. As Smith is now on the carousel, the final carousel, right on the bumper, right where he wants to be. As the next couple of corners are really straightforward, coming onto the main straight, so he's going to get the slipstream all the way down that main straight. Well, I say all the way down the main straight. He's probably going to be past him really early on, if I'm honest. Looking at that, you can see all the cars spread out going down there. Smith tucked in behind Sturpan, looking to get that toe. And let's go on board with Smith and see what this looks like as he's in that toe. He's not gaining quite as quick as I thought he would, but he is still gaining. Maybe he'll have to do it on the start-finish straight of the Nurburgring GP circuit. As we come through this fast little, well, I say fast little section, goes by in a blink of an eye, that little chicane. As Sturpan sticks to the right, Smith goes left. Smith's now tucking back in behind Sturpan. Is he going to go for a lunge down the inside of Sturpan into the hairpin? Is he going for it? He's moved to the inside. Oh, Sturpan's good on the brakes, but Smith has tucked it in. Sturpan's gone wide. Smith has sold in the dummy and Sturpan has stuck it wide. As Smith goes wide, he gets the massive hit of oversteer and Sturpan tucks it back in. Holds onto the place, but barely. I think Smith is going to be right right on him again very, very quickly, as they're both really pushing these cars, trying to get every last little bit out of them. But as it's settled down, we got a gap. Let's go back down the field and just make sure there's nothing else going on that we're missing. Oh, glad we didn't go too quick. It looks like Smith has made the move and made it stick after a mistake from Sturpan there. The Smith has got through. Sturpan on the hard tyres, Smith on the mediums. There is a bit of a difference there, but he's absolutely put the pressure on and calls that mistake, I think, from Sturpan as he goes up into third place. Now, considering when we first started the race, it looked like he made a mistake and was well off the back. This is one hell of a drive from Smith there on those medium tyres to have dragged himself up to where he is. It does look like we've had a few go into the pits around that section. We'll just move our way down the grid, see where everybody else is. So we've got P. White in fifth, still on the medium tyres. Dragan there on the hard tyres. It looks like he's now changed because he was on the softs and he was in second. So Dragan, the first of the top guys to have pitted, and he's gone on to the hard tyres. Captain Slow there, also on the hard tyres. He's been going since the start of the race. And Manos has now changed to the mediums. He's obviously crossed the line on the pit exit or entrance and picked up a 3-second penalty. Not ideal. That's a big penalty, but again, round here, 3 seconds can come and go in the blink of an eye. And I'm sure that won't impact his race too much as he looks to battle back through on those medium tyres. Then we got May Elder in ninth. He looks like he's also been into the pits. He's now on mediums, and they look pretty fresh. So he's dropped back a little bit. Rufus is still on those medium tyres. He's not pitted yet. He has looks like he's at the barrier. He's got a little bit of damage there, but he's going round for another spin on those medium tyres. So he must have confidence in that fuel level. And there's Osman on the medium tyres. They're not looking too bad. Done one lap, barely worn, so I'm sure he's going to be looking to stick out and do a full 3-lap stint on those, as he's already knocked off 2. So not looking too bad for Osman. Maybe it's going to come good as the race goes on. Enzo there on the soft tyres. He's got rid of those hard tyres after 2 laps, and he's now onto those soft tyres as he puts it into the wall there, and as a result of the impact, rolls straight back across. Thank God for ghosting, because that could have been a big smash if that wasn't ghosted. Yeah, he's not looking very comfortable as he drops to the back, but he's on those soft tyres, so I'm sure he'll find a way of dragging himself back into some form of contention here, with Rossi going through on the fresh mediums. Sly on the fresh mediums, both chasing down Osman now and looking to make headway. Let's go back up and see where Fitzy is. Fitzy, I got a funny feeling Fitzy might have intended to have pitted there, because those tyres, either he's not seen them, spotted them, or been keeping an eye on them, but he's on those soft tyres out in front there, and they are looking really rough, and we're only just halfway through the lap, so it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the lap unfolds for Fitzy there. But he has got a good gap back to Kevin, who is still on those hard tyres. He still hasn't been into the pit, so he's on lap 3. His fuel looking okay. So I've got to be honest, I don't actually expect him to come into the pits at the end of this lap, if I'm honest. I think that's what a lot of people were doing. They were going to do like a 3-lap, a 2-lap, and a 2-lap, but we'll see how Kevin expects, how Kevin approaches this. The Sturpan, just timed that right as well. With Sturpan, looks like he got himself a little bit sideways there. Perhaps got on the grass, kicked the back end maybe, threw him into the barrier. Let's have a little look, see what happens to Sturpan. Look like he got a bit of oversteer on the turn in there, so that's lost him. Well, looks like 2. Is it going to lose him a 3rd place to his teammate Drago? Obviously he's got a little bit of damage there on that back right. The damage and the dirty tyres is really causing him a bit of problem there, and he's lost a load of places. He was doing really, really well on those hard tyres, trying to keep him going, but this has lost him a lot of time. Thankfully, he's got nobody else behind him, so he can get his head back down, try and get settled back in. But he's got a big task ahead of him on hard tyres to try and make any time up on the guys in front. And Manos there is still carrying that 3-second penalty, just off of the carousel there. I don't think he meant to do that. The 3-second penalty is in the penalty zone on the straight, so he will lose that. And it looks like he will lose the place to Captain Slow, because that 3-second penalty is a big hit on that straight. But he'll be able to tuck back in and get the slipstream, I'm sure, afterwards. Just go down to Captain Slow. Rufus working his way back up through. I remember when we lap 1, he dropped well off the back, and now look where he is. So just goes to show around there, anything can happen. People make mistakes here and there. It's a really unforgiving track that it can just change on a sixpence. Old school phrase, I sound really old there, don't I? Osman there coming around in 10th, making good use of those medium tyres. Matty Elder, looks like Matty has made a bit of a mistake because he dropped back a few places there. I think he was up in 9th last time we came round on those medium tyres, and he's now dropped back behind Osman, so he's struggling a little bit to get back into the rhythm after his pit stop by the look of it. Guy there in 12th, Enzo Jack, looks like he's called back up on those soft tyres. He's now got himself in front of Rossi. Back there in 14th, they're going to be really looking to try and gain some time. Both started on the hard, so that could explain why they were a little bit further back, but ultimately it might just be they're struggling, particularly Enzo Jack. I'll definitely say I was struggling around this track, so let's go back up. It looks like Pitsy has now come into the pits. Oh, look at those tyres. That front left is gone. So he did well to keep it on the track coming round there as he comes into the pit. It's done really, really well. It's surprising though, Kevin has stayed out. As you can see, that fuel tank line is on the quarter of the tank mark. So he has, in theory, got enough fuel to do that 4th lap, which is, well, kudos to him, because it didn't look like stretching that tank to 4 laps was going to be possible, but he seems to be proving me wrong. Dragan there on the hards in 2nd. He's obviously got past Fitzy. As Fitzy now comes out of the pits, and he's on the hard tyres, so he's going to get this stint out of the way. It does mean he's likely to lose a little bit more time to the guys in front, but we know Kevin is going to be coming in at the end of this lap, because obviously the fuel won't take him any further. So be interested to see if Fitzy can outperform him on fresh hards over this lap, with Kevin being on the hard tyres for 3 laps already. So they're on the same tyre. It'd be good to see how this lap pans out. The HKRT guys are gradually filtering through to the front, with Manos up there as well. Smith now on a fresh set of softs. Looks like he's just come into the pits. Coming out, he's going to be looking to put some pressure on Manos now, because he's on those softs. Looking at where they both are, yeah. So he's not far off. That gap can soon disappear around there without you even realising it. So we'll keep an eye on this little battle there. We've got P White in 6th. Fresh hard tyres to P White coming into the pits. It's really hard to capture everybody coming into the pits, and different parts of the track they're now all going to be on, because it does get really drawn out around here. So you have to bear with me, but we'll keep cycling down through the field. We'll keeping an eye on things, keep seeing if we can catch little battles or mistakes and different things as we go round. But it does look very settled at the minute. Sturpan, he's after his few little spins, as he's now down in 9th after coming in and getting onto the fresh medium tyres there. He's just going to be looking to get his head down, focused, and concentrate on trying to make a few places up. He's a quick guy, Sturpan, so I'm sure he's got some pace in the tank there to drag himself back up. Sty there in 10th, looking good. Coming up onto the back of Sturpan there. And Osman, you can see just ahead of Sturpan. So those three are gradually coming together, which in what could be a little battle. Osman's picked up our second penalty. Obviously, that won't come into effect till the end of the lap, but be looking to eke out that time anyway on the guys behind. Osman on those part-worn mediums there, with Sturpan on fresh mediums. So same compound, but different ages. So it looks like Sturpan's got some real good pace and grip underneath him now, and he's putting Osman under a load of pressure coming into this section of the track as we're back onto the Nurburgring circuit for the fourth time, over halfway through the race now. So as Sturpan pulls out to the outside, goes along, picks up a bit of grass, sparks flying everywhere, side by side, and it looks like Sturpan's got the move done around the outside there. Oh, but he's gone too tight on that corner and he's caught all the grass. We'll go back, because it looks like he outbraked himself a little bit, just trying to keep ahead of Oz. Yeah, it looks like he forgot the brake. Oh, absolute nightmare for Sturpan. He was looking really strong there, and he got that move done. Really good move, just really hung it out around the outside, and it's just made that mistake there, which is what this track can do to you. As Osman now has some daylight between himself and Sai in ninth, so the pressure is now off as Enzo Jack has moved himself up into 10th on those soft tyres. Those soft tyres look a little bit ropey and nearly half worn, so I'm sure he's going to be coming in and getting rid of those as soon as he possibly can. I don't think he'll be trying to do 3 laps on those somehow. Rufus there in 11th. He's obviously got past Sturpan after Sturpan's an instant there. Car's recovered itself from the damage as Rossi now looks to put Sturpan under a little bit of pressure. Sturpan really not having much fun around there at the minute. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Let's see what's... Oh, who we lost there? That looked like Matty Alder there made a mistake. So let's go back and have a look, see what happened to Matt. Oh, he's just gone deep there onto the barrier. Picked up a load of dirt on his tyres. Does that then impact him coming down into this tight downhill twisty section? Yeah, it does look like he got caught out by the dirty tyres there, and he's just stuck it on the grass and made a bit of a mistake there. Let's not watch him peel himself out of the barrier. Let's go back down and see. Yeah, the rest of the build are doing is it looks like Rufus has just got through on Matty as well, as Matty gets back underway after his little spill there, front and rear damage, so he's going to be struggling for a few corners, but then he'll get his head back down, he'll get back onto it. Rossi there in 12th, Captain is slow there in 13th. And Sturpan, it looks like Sturpan's had another spill. We won't go back and have a look at it. It looks like his head's probably gone a little bit now for this race. Let's see if he can recover himself and get himself back into it. But yeah, he's got his hazard lights on, so it looks like perhaps he's got a bit of a technical issue from that impact as well. So we'll leave him to it. Go back up to the front, see how the guys are doing. So you got Kevin there in first on those hard tyres, fuel light flashing, so definitely coming in at the end of this lap. But fair play to him for making that tank of fuel last 4 laps. It's just going to be interesting to see if that's impacted his lap times too much and resulted in him losing places to Fitzy and Dragan when his first pit stop happens, so and subsequent pit stops. So be interesting to see as Dragan comes down through the that little twisty section as we're on the way to the back straight there. Fitzy not far behind, he's a good few corners behind him looking at the mini map. Obviously it's difficult to tell on that mini map because it's such a long track, but and you can see they're all quite spread out, and that's even worse when you actually look at the real time. So we'll just watch as Kevin comes round onto the straight, and we'll look at the sunrise coming over the back there. It is a pretty place, all the trees in the background, great scenery. History of this circuit is incredible as well. Obviously as you go round you see all the writing on the track, which is all the various different people that have raced there, tributes, all manner of different bits of graffiti. It's just kept there to stand the test of time, really. As now fits all three of them on that straight as Kevin just comes off of it through the twisty chicane, and he's coming into the pits. So let's see where these guys come out. See if Kevin puts in a full tank as Dragon comes through onto the Nurburgring GP circuit. Looks like Dragon's come into the pits as well, looking at his fuel. So be interested to see now Fitzy. So Fitzy is coming through the twisty section at the end of the straight onto the Nurburgring GP circuit, and he's coming into the pits as well. Oh, Fitzy not comfortable on those hard tires then, perhaps. So these three guys are going to be coming out. That's an interesting move there from Fitzy. So let's see what tires these guys put on. If you look up in the left-hand corner, you can see they're all on hards coming in. So Fitzy going really aggressive here. So it's let's go. Kevin has come out on the medium tires. Then we got Dragon, who is taking on some fuel there, and he is going to be coming out on the. Wait for it to change. Medium tires as well, and I wouldn't mind betting going to be the same for Fitzy because he hasn't been on the mediums yet. So Fitzy is out on the medium tires as well. So all three of these guys are now on medium tires, but Fitzy has now made 2 stops, and Kevin and Dragon both have to make another one. So it's going to be interesting to see if Fitzy can make some inroads into these guys, especially considering Kevin is now going to be having Smith for company. He's on the soft tires. Smith having an absolute belter of a race, mixing it up here considering his start. So hats off to Smithy there on the soft tires, looking to take it. Oh, Smith, I spoke too soon. Bloody commentator's curse, that is, as he goes wide and picks up a load of gravel and loses that place to Manos. Manos having a really good race as well, but he is on the medium tyres, so Smith could clean up his tyres. He can get after Manos and try and put the moves on him, so I think that might be a little battle to watch out for again. You Nick Dragon there in fourth on the fresh medium tyres. Fitzy fresh medium tyres as well, going to be looking to inroad, so we'll just watch as Dragon comes round into the first part of the Nurburgring 24 circuit, and then we'll go back to Fitzy and we'll see just how far a big of a gap he's got to make up as he comes round now. So it's not too bad, get his head down, get some time, good times, the sector times in, could very well bridge that gap by the end of the lap. Fitzy does seem really comfortable around here, so it'll be interesting to see. Smith and Manos, there's Smith still looking to hunt down Manos. Those tyres look a bit rough, so he might struggle come the end of the lap, but we'll see what he can do. And just go back down. So Fitzy, Dragon and Fitzy there. So Fitzy's comfortable in front of P White there. P White having a really good race, been really quiet. Not really been battling with anybody, involved with anybody, just keeping himself to himself. Looking at his lap time, he's relatively consistent there, so he's done his 3-lap stint on the first set of tyres. He was the first runner to start on the medium tyres. Really strong performance obviously on those medium tyres, so consistent, and now he's onto those hards. Going to probably keep those on for 2 laps, then 2 laps on the softs. So yeah, good work from P White, keeping himself to himself. And another one, considering his start, Rufus, he's up to 7th. He is on those heavily worn softs. Obviously these positions are very skewed by the differing strategies that people are taking on now, as the race is coming into the final part, final couple of laps. We've got 2 2/3 of a lap left, so obviously these places will start to gradually settle down as people take on their last pit stops towards the end of this lap, I would imagine. The Sai there in 8th, not doing too badly. These guys back here, as Rossi and Rossi is coming up on Matty Alder there, so it looks like Matty Alder's got back past Rossi as he's coming back through the field, trying to make good use of the medium tyres and make up for some of his mistakes earlier on, which cost him what was a really strong qualifying position. He was running really well at this beginning part of the race, but as this track has a way of doing, he can catch out even the best of us. So looking to get his head down. Rossi cut a bit too much that corner there, but he's still going. So he's doing well up there in 10th. It'd be interesting to see where he pans out when all the pit stops settle down. Captain Slow there in 11th on half one softs. And it looks like Oz has come in a little bit surprisingly, really. He's come in on the last lap and gone onto the soft, so he clearly thinks he can get the full 3 laps out of the softs and get some good pace. So we'll see what happens, see if he can come back through the field and make some inroads. And Enzo Jack there bringing up towards the rear, as it looks like Sturpan has ended up in the pits. Unfortunately, they have to start work on it, so it does look like there is a bit of a technical issue there with Sturpan's car. Don't know what that is. Hopefully he hasn't got out and gone home after his mistakes. Hopefully we see him back out once they sort out whatever has gone wrong with his car there. So get back up to the top as Kevin is coming round. He's still holding that lead. It looks like he has pulled out a bit of a gap now on Smith. On Manos even. He had a gap on Manos, didn't he? But it looks like Smith has managed to get himself past Manos. So top work from Smith, pushing those soft tyres as hard as they can go. Especially considering it looks like these guys are all going to have to come in at the end of this lap. So these could be the finishing positions if they all get through the lap cleanly here. So watch this space, because Smith could be on for a really strong result here. The only one, Dragan is the only one that looks like he might not need to pit again, because he's on those fresh medium tyres. We know he's done his stints on the softs and the hards, I think, at this point. I think he has. Yeah, so he's fresh medium. So yeah, he's only done 1 lap on the softs. It's a different strategy to everybody else there. So he's gone for 3 on the hards at the start and then 3 on the mediums at the end. So we'll see what happens. We got a yellow flag. Oh, Smith. Oh, commentator's cursed again. Looks like he's lost the back end going onto the straight. Oh, he's got on the grass. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Smith there. Absolutely, it's really deceiving, that last corner onto the straight. You think you can take it much quicker than you can. The camera and everything on that corner just forces you out wide a little bit, so it can catch, as it has catch the best of us out, and Smith's clipped the grass there, and it's got him round. But he's got himself back going. I think he could have been on for a podium had that not been the case, but it does look like Dragan's going to now have the edge, considering he doesn't need to stop, and he's not far behind Smith. You can see him there, so we'll just go up, see what's happening at the front. It looks like Kevin is going for 2 laps on the mediums here, so he's doing 1 lap on the softs as well. So that's going to be an interesting strategy to see unfold as Dragan comes across the line as expected, and then Manos is in the pits with Smith behind him. So fuel saving could have played a part there for Smith. I'm not sure what fuel level Manos had when he went in, but Smith had a little bit of fuel left, so we've only got fuel for 2 laps. So I think about 65 to 70% fuel is probably going to be enough to get this. Yep, as Smith short underfills a little bit there to get himself out. You can see he's on 64 as Manos left on 72%. So trying to make a bit of time up there in the pits to bridge that gap back to Manos. So see if Smith can make that progress. Let's just go up and see how Fitz he's doing. He's coming around there as the sun's really starting to come up now. Look at the lovely orange glow across the track. Some really nice shots here. Cars go. Oh, the NSX just looks fantastic coming around in the sunlight there. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely love it. Watch that all day. Let's watch Fitzy do a bit of that. Look at the scenes there. They've made a good job of this, haven't they? Lovely. As Fitzy now joins Dragan and Kevin onto the Nurburgring 24-hour circuit, the main circuit there. A little bit of a mistake there for Fitzy, but he's still going. Manos there. We'll just see what the gap between Manos and Smith is. As Manos now comes onto the Nurburgring circuit. Smith just coming up to that last left-hander now. And also joins them on the Nurburgring circuit, so not too big of a gap to join. It only takes a couple of mistakes, or maybe even just one from Manos, and Smith is going to be right on him by the look of it. So good job there from Smith still. P. White keeping himself to himself. Great outlap there on those soft tyres. 7:33. Great outlap. With fuel saving in mind as well, so he's been really consistent and worthy of that. Still plays. Let's see. I hope he can keep hold of that. As Rufus comes round with a little bit of a penalty. He's got Rossi there for company. As it looks like now everybody's pitted for the final time. So these places are looking to be pretty much where people will finish, with the exception of Osman, who's obviously going to be trying to make those soft tyres last 3 laps here. We got a yellow flag up ahead. Oh, Rufus. He's been having a really strong race there, and it looks like we've had another little mistake there that's cost him a place. A little bit out of shape on the curb, onto the grass, and it spun him straight into the barrier. Really unfortunate. You can see the fans there looking on in disbelief after supporting Rufus all the way through this, and just seeing him make that mistake after such a strong performance up till now. But get back onto it, as we've still got a yellow flag there. So let's go back with Rossi and see if we can't see where that yellow flag has come from. So Rufus there. They're coming up to the yellow flag. See if these guys end up with another yellow flag, or whether it's just Rufus's yellow flag that was still flying. No, so there's another one. Oh, it was Rossi. So Rossi got a bit out of shape there onto the grass and round. Grass is an absolute killer around here. Just even the slightest touch on the grass under the throttle in these GR2 cars, and around you go. So it's just a brutal track. It really is. Consistency and keeping it on track is what wins you races around here, and even the best can be undone by just one false move, and that's it. And it's like Matt Helder's had another little off as he's dropped now right to the back with Enzo Jack. Enzo Jack looking to make those medium tyres go 3 laps perhaps. Either that or he's really heavy on these medium tyres, so they're quite heavily worn. Although we are halfway through the lap, so probably not actually too bad. There's Sturpan's still in the pits trying to fix that issue. Kevin coming round the carousel there for the penultimate time. Still in the lead on those medium tyres. He has got to make another stop to put on soft tyres, so he will be doing that at the end of this lap. Dragan there on the medium tyres. Don't think he's looking to stop, so Fitzy doesn't appear to have made too many inroads. Dragon goes around the carousel. Let's see where Fitzy is in relation to... There's Fitzy comes up to the carousel now. So, a fair few seconds, but still possible to bridge that gap. Manos holding on to 4th as Smith made inroads there. It does look like we might miss the... looks like we're going to have to miss the... as you see, my timer is up in the top. The first time I've had that as a problem. Obviously with the intro. So what I'll do is I'll... when the timer runs out, I'll pause the race and we'll pick it up for the finale, for the final few minutes. If you've stuck with me this far, I'm sure you can stick with me for another few minutes. So it does look like Smith has struggled a little bit there to bridge that gap. But we'll see. He's on the hard tyres, Manos is on the soft, so that's going to play a big factor. But Manos could quite easily have end up making a mistake, bringing Smithy back into it. So just some partying going on there. You can hear the bass pumping in the background. So the fans clearly loving their day. P White there in 6th, Dylan in 6th. Everything's settled down. Soft tyres, trying to make it to the end. Osman there in 7th. He's made some progress, but those tyres are going to start hurting him now. As you can see, as he gets a little bit out of shape there and takes a bit of the old barrier with him. Spy in 8th. Rossi in 9th. Captain Slow in 10th. Rufus in 11th. With Enzo Jack coming up behind in 12th. And Matty dropped a little bit further back. Looks like Matty's struggling a little bit more now. Stirpan still in the pits. Hopefully he can get back out and at least finish the race. As Kevin is in the pits. So Kevin is in the pits. And so he should be coming out on those soft tyres. There he goes on those soft tyres. And Dragon on those mediums just behind. So Kevin has pulled off a bit of a masterclass really there with the old strategy there. Making that work with the 4 laps on the hards, 3 laps on the 4 laps on the hards, 2 laps on the mediums, and the final lap on the soft tyres. So he can really go at it. Fitzy there in 3rd. He's still going to be looking. He's just put in the fastest lap of the race, so he is absolutely on it, and that's on the medium tyres as well. So he is really looking to get that 2nd place back from Dragon. I think Kevin might be a little bit out of reach, but we'll see how that unfolds. Manos in 4th, Smith there in 5th. See if Smith can see Manos. No, not quite. So it's a lot of work to do there for Smith. P White still holding on to that 6th place. Osman's still holding on to 7th. But those tyres do look really, really bad now. As they're coming round to start the final lap as well. Spy there in 8th. Rossi crossing the line in 9th. Captain Slow 10th. Start the final lap. Enzo Jack in 11th. Looks like he's got past Rufus there and he's now in 12th. And Matty Alder coming across in 13th with Stirpan still in the pits. I thought he might manage to get out for the final lap, but it does look like he is stuck. So what I'm going to now do, pause the race, and we'll pick up the final lap in the next video.